us tonight. Thank you for helping us celebrate another year of accomplishments and also helping us recognize our two Abraham Krasnoff Courage and Commitment Award honorees and our Erase Racism Corporate Leadership Award. Please do take home one of our lovely journals. They were on every chair or in front of your table. Printed gratis by D&B Engineers, so let's thank them, please. Thank you. In addition to the sponsorship and donation lists and journal ads that you've been seeing scrolling on the screens, you will also find a brief listing of some of Erase Racism's accomplishments and brief bios for Dr. Beverly Daniel Tatum. I'm so fangirly. Dr. Lorna Lewis, our very own, very excited, and Georgia Green Ventures, LLC. Thank you. As is our custom, our program will be brief. We promise. There is a small program card on your table to prove it. We have some things to say that are very important, but we will keep it brief. My job for this evening is almost over. But first, I'd like to ask all of our board members to stand as able at this time and be recognized. Board members, please. Thank you. I would also like to honor our College of Advisors. If you are in the room, please stand at this time as well. Thank you. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much for your service. Without you, we obviously would not be able to do the work that we do. I will close with a few words that express what makes Erase Racism special to me. I get to spend time with some amazing individuals who have spent significant time, many, many decades and years and more than decades, working on ways to make the world, especially Long Island, a better place for all of us, especially for our children as they're educated, looking for housing, and really trying to just find their way. So we have done many significant efforts this year and many years, and I just feel so lucky that I get to just be close and learn from all the people around me on this board and the College of Advisors and everyone else who volunteers their time and works at Erase Racism. So I feel very fortunate. If you are already familiar with Erase Racism, or if this is your first time coming to us, if this is your first time, raise your hand. We welcome you. So thank you for being here. I hope this evening will inspire you and make you want to learn more about the work we do and support us with your time, talents, and money. I'll close with an invitation. If you are a member of our Partnership for Racial Equity, you have a banner under your name tag that says partner. So there's a little tag that we put on there. If you don't have a partner banner, you want to be with the cool kids. So please consider signing up today. You can sign up online, but there's also some sheets on the paper where you can sign your name. You can sign up on our website. There are envelopes on the table. Write partner on the bottom if you're interested in being a partner in our work, and you'll continue to get our newsletters and other information as it comes. Fill in your contact information and place it in the white bag in the middle of the table. We will be in touch with you. If you are so inclined, you can also add a donation to that piece. Remember that money part I said before? This is your opportunity. So thank you for that if you are able. Thank you. Now let me turn this over to Dr. Joan Lang, who is both a co-chair of the board of directors and the co-chair for this year's benefit committee. Dr. Lang, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pertus. In 1967, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. advised students, be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, be a trail. If you can't be a sun, be a star. For it is not by size that you win or lose. Be the best that you are. Thank you to the bushes and the trails and the stars who join us this evening. For it is the for it is your actions, singularly and collectively, that will one day allow us to applaud a new and just Long Island. At this time, I would like to invite my dear friend, colleague, and former boss, the co-chair for the second year in a row of the Benefit Committee, an amazing superintendent of the Roosevelt School Districts, Dr. Manny Hazleton.
Good evening, and thank you, Joan. Anyone who knows Joan knows that Joan doesn't have a boss. So, we love Joan. So it is my honor and pleasure to join you this evening. Erase Racism is an extremely important organization to support. 75 years after the Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, we seem to be fighting some of the same battles across the world and right here at home. Their vision, Erase Racism, to transform integrated communities in which no person's access to opportunity is limited by race or ethnicity, is achievable if we continue to support and work with organizations like Erase Racism. Erase Racism also works with teachers, principals, superintendents, advocates via the Education Equity Working Group, also known as EEWG, which through their 5-point policy agenda works to increase equity on Long Island. And their Student Voices campaign empowers young people to have a seat at the table to do this very important work. Lastly, I am especially humbled to be here this evening to honor our important educators. To my mentor, Dr. Lorna Lewis, and Dr. Beverly Tatum. Congratulations, ladies, well deserved.
Dr. Petrus welcomed you and thanked you for coming. Our job is to recognize some very special supporters. First, let me remind you that this evening, the names of all of our sponsors have been scrolling on the screens, and that will also continue after the program. The critical work of Erase Racism would not be possible without our benefactor sponsor, the Saltzman Family Foundation. Please, will you join by standing and applauding the Saltzman family? It is also my honor to thank our leadership sponsor, who is our leadership awardee. Please join in applause to acknowledge the generosity of Georgica Green Ventures, LLC.
I have the honor of recognizing our Trailblazer sponsors. Please hold your applause until after I have read all the names. And after I have read your name, would you please stand to our Trailblazers? 1199 SEIU, Concern for Independent Living, Howard Glickstein, Hofstra University, the Islamic Center of Long Island, Dr. Lang, New York State Nurses Association, Northwell Health, RXR Realty, Jane and Marty Swartz, Scope Education Services, TD Bank. Thank you all, and please join me in thanking all of these Trailblazers.
And I am pleased to recognize our sustainer sponsors. Once again, as your name is called, please stand, but if the audience would hold the applause until the end. Adelphi University, AHRC Nassau, Cameron Engineering and Associates, LLP, Capital One Bank, Elaine and Just Gross, Henry Scheim, Inc., Hierarchy Architecture and Design, Jaspin Schlesinger, Paula and Bill Jennings, Jobco Incorporated, the law offices of Frederick K. Brewington Esquire, Malloy College, Ardra Nazarian, Marge and Peter Rogatz, Salerno Brokerage Corp., School Construction Consultants, and Reverend Ned Wright. Thank you.
We also want to thank our benefit committee. Their names are listed in the journal, but would our benefit committee members please stand at this time? Please give these hardworking men and women a round of applause. Your work almost literally never ends. Thank you so much for your hard work and contribution to this wonderful organization.
And Manny, I believe our work is almost done, except that it is now my great pleasure to introduce Erase Racism's founder and leader. Elaine Gross conceived and launched Erase Racism while working in 2001 for the Long Island Community Foundation. In 2004, 15 years ago, it became an independent, not-for-profit corporation. Since then, Elaine has guided and prodded Erase Racism in becoming the vital, dynamic civil rights organization that it is today, exposing and addressing the devastating impact of historical and ongoing structural racism on Long Island, particularly in housing and public education. Erase Racism pursues its mission through research, policy, and advocacy, through legal action, the education and mobilization, public driving policy, changing locally, regionally, statewide, and in national coalitions. Under Elaine's incredible leadership, Erase Racism has been recognized in New York and nationally for its cutting-edge work. She has led Erase Racism to prominence as a champion of fair housing, publishing research, undertaking litigation, advocating policy, and heightening the public understanding of the context of structural racism as it relates to housing discrimination and racial segregation. She has provided the vision and programmatic leadership for Erase Racism's Education Equity Initiative, working with educators, students, and parents to take strategic actions to promote racially integrated schools and classrooms. Elaine's many honors this year included being honored by the Long Island Business News with a Lifetime Achievement Award. It is with deep appreciation and admiration that I am pleased to introduce our founder, our leader, the driving force, as well as president and CEO. Please stand and welcome Elaine Gross.